Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and we're back with another episode of Coaster Spotlight. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at Princess Amelie's Revelry, created by Jubilante. So, stay tuned, and let's check it out. Alright, I am joined with a very special guest today.
Hello.
Lauren. She's Jubilante. Everyone in our Discord didn't know who Jubilante was.
Nope.
And it's Lauren. So we're looking at the Princess Amelie's Revelry. Now, she sent it in. She says, attend Princess Amelie's Revelry, a grand gala hosted by Amelie's Castle. Join your dance partner as you help me.
Cavort.
Cavort around the castle grounds, watching the fireworks display and stepping through the palace gardens. And we'll take a look at the Steam Workshop. Bam shabam. There it is, everybody. Princess Amelie's Revelry. Links will be down in the description as always. Come rate it, favorite it, subscribe to it, and let's get it more subscribers and more stars. Let's get this to the front page of Steam. Yes.
Yes.
So, anything you want to say about this, Lauren, before I get started?
I'm sure there's lots of stuff I could say. Well, first of all, this was kind of like in our raceway. Didn't want to say that word.
It's a joust.
Set, I guess. It's a dance.
It's a joust.
It's a dance. So this was Princess Amelie's themed one, but considering people were getting might touchy about the raceways in some of the comments, I wanted to, like really push the envelope with this one and do something a little different because I know my Cosmic Cow one was pretty flat and like standard raceway track. So this one I kind of wanted to make it a dance and where they were actually going around back and forth with each other and something a little more interesting. So yeah, it's kind of my concept for it.
And look at this. It definitely is the most unique dance, I guess, raceway that we have seen. And this is what I was talking about when Lauren took all the stuff I was saying to heart, and literally she did what I was suggesting. I was telling people how I love the raceways, and there's some people that are kind of sick of the raceways, and I'm the one that loves the raceways, and I'm starting to feel the same way. Same with Lauren. We're kind of like the guys or the people who have started the whole thing, and we were getting kind of, I guess, annoyed with the amount of similar looking raceways. And when I said push the envelope, like everything was getting a little bit crazier and crazier. Like Chief Beef was a little bit heavier than Cosmic Cow, and from there, I was saying to people, if you're going to do something, push the envelope. It feels like everybody who's been doing it is kind of just like making the same track or the same style layout without with a new decoration. Is that right? Is that fair to say? And when I was saying like push the envelope, push the theme, I mean come up with something completely new. And what Lauren has done here is it looks more like dueling coasters. They're coming at each other, they're spiraling, it's all over the place, it's exploring a castle, but in some cases it still has that same concept. There's two coasters leaving at the same time, they're battling each other, they're dueling, and there is a decisive winner, and they're doing, like, they cross there, right there. Like, it doesn't have to be a perfect raceway. And you can see here that they're still meeting up, and I like the way you made it like a dance. They're crisscrossing, they're switching positions, they're twirling around each other, and they look as if they're dancing. So, a really good job indeed, and this is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying push the envelope. And then she took the theming to a whole new level as well. Instead of our traditional raceway, we have a medieval castle, and it's absolutely beautiful, and you have all these little balloons with fireworks, and you've done a really good job at this castle. I love this.
They're really just bombs.
They're bombs?
Yeah, they're just, they're the explosions. That's the best they can do.
No, they're good. Yeah, and it's very festive feeling. I like these tables. The tablecloth. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that yet. That's very clever. And this big feast, I love all the candies. That's a really good use of the cookie here. It actually looks like there's like bread all around it or something.
Yeah, it's like the side dishes, like the hors d'oeuvres or something.
Yeah, that's really clever. What is this?
I wanted to make, it's a candle.
What?
It's the candle light. It's just like stuck in it.
Oh. I don't think I've ever placed that thing. So anyways, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was gonna try to make like a chocolate fountain, but I couldn't
Ooh.
figure out how to make the pieces work.
So yeah, this is exactly the kind of stuff. I have some ideas for pushing the envelope further on other raceways to make them, spicy again and very unique. And this is a great example of that. I mean, I don't even really have to say any more than this is a good example of doing it differently. And I think it's refreshing, and it still falls into the classification of a raceway, I think. And you still put a spin on it and called it a revelry, which is kind of clever. And either way, I feel like if you would have just left it as called a raceway, I think everybody would think this is quite refreshing, considering a lot of them have been just reskins of one another. So when I was looking to build a raceway collection, this is what I was hoping for. Everyone standing out different, both in terms of racetrack design, triggered events, and theming. So we'll have to see who takes the challenge to make it different. But this is really fantastic at nighttime. Look at all these fireworks, everybody. It works really good.
Yeah, it actually, because you can see the sparks much better at night, and during the day it just looks like you're trying to explode the trains.
And this area is beautiful at night. And then you got the princess. I like the poofy dress you put on her.
Yeah, after a few of the ones we saw with the Alice in Wonderland and stuff with the costuming, I was like, oh, okay, I gotta try this. I think it was actually Tommy who suggested it, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
I love it.
So
It's
she's
very
got her
pretty.
ball gown.
Awesome. Should we ride it?
Yeah.
All right. So, we want to do nighttime or both?
Sure. Yeah, let's start with day.
Okay. The stats on this is a 6.33 excitement, a 5.16 fear, and a 1.2 nausea. Here's the results if you guys want to see them. Almost 2,000 meters in length. That's quite a long raceway. That's good. And I was saying this to people that you can get a lot of track off of this one booster. And this just goes to show that. So with my Chief Beef, I got it to do 2 full laps. So yours...
Yeah, because I think one cool thing about Riddler's original one, the Foxy's Raceway, is he managed to cram a lot of track into a very small space. So I was kind of trying to get that too. So.
Wait. Okay, this is the station. I'm on the wrong one. Which one is it supposed to pull out into? Am I on the right track?
The other one is the first one, I believe.
Okay. All right, here we go. Beautiful. I love how it just goes in between the building, or the castle. Oh! Switching partners. That's great. I guess you can't have the countdown lights for this one. It'd be too sci-fi feeling.
Yeah, it was. And I couldn't even barely fit the part count at the end, so...
Now, I really like how they're battling here. I think this one comes at you here. Or wait. In the other perspective, I saw it coming at us. It's really nice. I wonder what sound effects are in there. I mean, I wonder if you could get trumpets or something.
Yeah, I didn't really think to check. Probably should have.
Because you could have, like, I'm thinking little trumpet guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
like Harold.
The coaster was very smooth. I loved it. It was intense, and it felt like a dance, and I do love how they come at each other at one point. And on the first run, you could see it a little bit better when they crisscross here. That's really nice. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I did try to make sure, it obviously varies per track, but I tried to make sure that each track gets some different perspectives, with the dueling.
Right.
I guess. So.
Yeah, no, it's an actual dueling coaster instead of a racing coaster. Because dueling coasters are supposed to kind of battle and crisscross and intertwine.
They're dancing.
Yeah. Yeah, but... yeah. Anyways, they're jousting.
No, they're dancing.
I was going to say that you could have the little animatronics with trumpets and then confetti that shoots out with a sound effect for the countdown lights. The sparks are real nice at nighttime here. Oh, and I love the flowers. Now, you did have a hedge maze in this before, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I could talk. My original concept for this one, I had a much bigger track. Like, it was huge. I was like, okay, because it was more of an oval shape and ended up being really big. And so I had like a castle in the middle, but I didn't like the castle because it was ending up being way too Disney feeling. Mm-hmm. Which is fair because I was kind of using the Disney castle as some of my, reference photos. But in the end, I was not too happy with how the castle looked, and I had like a hedge maze going around the outside edge, and then I was even fitting some small rides. I was going to leave space for flat rides to go in it. But like I said, it ended up so big. It was almost like a mini park in and of itself. And I was like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous for a blueprint size. And then I had some other problems with the track, trying to get the trains to load correctly when there were actual passengers in the queue and stuff. So I ended up tweaking the track a lot to get it to closer to what you see here. Mm-hmm. And then I did have to get rid of the hedge maze because there wasn't much room. But that's why I have the little garden in the back that's like kind of reminiscent of it with the hedges. But it's not really mazy anymore, unfortunately.
Well, the way you had it before was almost kind of reminiscent to the preview that we saw in the multi-blueprint video. Like, they built a castle, and then they put down, like, a flat ride. You had 2 rides. You had a hedge maze. So it probably would have been a great little, I guess, mini park set for
Yeah, of course. I did do that before they even announced that. So I do have the old save file. Maybe if I decide to go back to it, I could set it up for the multi-blueprint thing, get something different out of it. Could be fun.
Yeah, this is a beautiful creation, though, and I think it's the best raceway out of the series so far. Definitely the most unique theme. It has a different take on it, and it still fits that racetrack, collection perfectly. So this is what I like, that you pushed the envelope on this, you raised the bar, and you did something different. And this is what I want to see from the Raceway collection. I really think there's a lot of good things going on with the different ideas. Like, same with the cowboy one, you could do some neat stuff with that one, or what's her name, Miss Ellie, and King Coaster. Like, I have some pretty epic ideas for that, but you can really take it a lot further than just the way we've had it so far, and pushing that theming is a plus as well. So you definitely nailed the hero pieces. Like, the whole thing is a hero piece essentially, because it's a completely different theme. It tells its own story, which I really like.
I'm glad you like it.
Awesome. All right, well, you have anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right, guys, so that was Princess Amelie's Revelry. Links will be down in the description below if you want to add it to your parks. The collection can be found on my workshop, and it has all the raceways. If you are a fan of the raceways, go check that out and subscribe to it. And that's going to do it for this episode of Coaster Spotlight. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more Daily Planet Coaster videos. All right, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Lauren, I hope you have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me.
It's always a pleasure.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye now.
Bye now.